Hey everybody, Tricia Brouk here, founder of the Big Talk Academy, award-winning director and author. I am so excited for this next series of the Big Talk on my YouTube channel. We have 17 speakers who spoke at the Big Talk Academy's virtual showcase, and each one of them is unique. Each one of them is incredible. They all bring a very special idea to the table, and they all deliver in a very powerful and unique way. I am super excited for you to be introduced to each speaker from the Big Talk Academy's January 7th virtual showcase. Enjoy. Andrea Cairella is a psychotherapist, speaker, and author of No Longer Burned Out on Busy, a guide to harmonizing ambition and flow. For over 16 years, she has supported men and women in mindset and emotional mastery, courage communication, authentic leadership, and sustainable productivity flow. She is the creator of the CARE approach and the Feminine Freedom Method. Please welcome Andrea Cairella. The art of feminine leadership leads to a harmonious society.
When I was 10 years old, my father, a domineering force in my family, showed me his vulnerability and sensitivity for the first time in my life. As I looked deep into his courageous and tear-filled eyes, he held my hand and told me, "I'm moving out. Your mom and I are getting a divorce, and I love you and your sister more than anything." Oddly enough, to me, this day was a positive one. It was the day that my parents' arguing would end. It was the day that my mother altered the status quo in our home. And it was the day that my dad relinquished his stoic armor and integrated with his softer human side. Currently, masculinity tells boys and men, you can't be vulnerable. You can't show the depth of how you feel, and you better not act like a girl. We need to rethink masculinity and expand the definition to include empathy, intimacy, and vulnerability for men and boys, so they can integrate with their softer human side. This I know for sure. When we authentically show up as our whole self and are honest about our strengths and our struggles, it sets us free. If we have any chance of creating sustainable peace and progress within ourselves and collectively, we must shift out of a polarized either-or paradigm where we look at strong masculine leadership traits as preferred and dismiss softer feminine leadership attributes. We can be prosperous and productive while also valuing consciousness and human welfare. Using an integrated both and approach offers some innovative solutions to our social woes. My first job out of college, I humbly admit, leaning way too hard into what I had been taught about leadership. Portraying a competent persona, directing the team, and investing my time and energy on the busyness of accomplishing tasks instead of embodying my feminine softer side and cultivating authentic and meaningful connections with others. But thankfully, I learned how powerful you become when you integrate the feminine and masculine strengths within you. After helping thousands of men and women over the past 16 years as a psychotherapist, I realize our tendency to compartmentalize our softer side, subdue our voices, and conceal our true selves is a universal epidemic. The result? Isolation, anxiety, depression, and physical health problems. I believe we can create a much better balance when boys and girls, men and women integrate these softer relational feminine attributes in their personal and professional lives. It will create a happier, healthier, and more harmonious society. By making some simple adjustments in how you parent, run your companies, engage in your community, and mentor the next generation, You can be part of creating a positive ripple effect in your circle of influence. Recent studies reveal that leadership traits classically considered feminine are essential to effective leadership today. Based on this empirical data and my professional experience, there are 4 key attributes that are vital to effective leadership in the 21st century. I've created the acronym CARE to capture these principles. The collaborative communicator, attentive, receptive, and effective. The collaborative communicator actively listens and seeks to clearly understand. The intention of communication is to find a collaborative solution. The attentive leader uses the power of the pause and makes living in the present moment the norm. The receptive leader is humble, open, patient, and curious because they know that is the birthplace of innovative solutions. An effective leader considers the long-term impact of their decisions and is successful in accomplishing an intended result. In 2011, after recently moving to Milan, Italy, to be with the love of my life, I met an amazing, empathetic, and compassionate nurse during my most vulnerable time. She embodied the CARE principles. As I laid in the claustrophobic MRI machine, the heavy metal surround sound was making my anxiety heighten and my throat to tighten. Desperate to find relief, I remembered that in times of stress, the simple touch of a loved one or compassionate stranger's hand could calm the brain. So I decided to put it to the test. In my elementary and wobbly Italian at the time, I asked, "Could someone please hold my hand?" The lead doctor sternly responded, "Signorina, no è possibile." I realized I couldn't get through this moment unless somebody held my hand. And so I courageously asked again. This time, a compassionate nurse, Gloria, said, "I will hold her hand." And she came to me and said, "I'll hold your hand." After the procedure, I told her how much her gesture meant to me, and I thanked her. She tenderly responded, "My daughter is living in Egypt, and I would hope if she reached out for help that somebody would lend her a helping hand." Gloria shows us that in an ordinary moment, we can be attentive and receptive to the human spirit while also pursuing a purpose in a collaborative and communicative way. Regardless of your gender or your social status, you can affect change and create harmony within yourself and your community. Instead of overreacting or soldiering on alone, what if you were collaborative, receptive, and communicative with your kids, your family members, and your colleagues? What if you simply took 5 minutes to intimately connect with yourself on a daily basis and invested and devoted time to meaningful connections with others? Think of the long-term impact for those choices in your life. The gift I want to give to you is the gift my father gave to me that day. 1, integrate with your softer human side and expand your definition of masculinity to include intimacy and vulnerability for men. 2, rethink leadership. See how powerful you can become when you integrate the feminine and the masculine strengths within you. And lastly, care. Be collaborative and communicative while also being attentive and receptive in your home, your community, your company, and especially with yourself. In caring and reimagining an integrated human paradigm of leadership, together we can create a happier, healthier, and more harmonious society. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Big Talk Academy's virtual showcase supporting these incredible speakers. If you have the desire to speak on my virtual stage, go to thebigtalkacademy.com for more information. This is a 12-week certification speaker training program that is going to give you everything that you need to have the global impact you desire. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get access to all of our latest episodes. I love having you here, and I always respond to the comments. Big love.